I was lucky enough to write a song with Scott Harris, who wrote a lot of the Shawn Mendes stuff, and he was a big fan of just taking some chords out to repeating a chord, you know. So, for example, just stay on the A minor. For a bit longer, gives you a whole different Richie Havens, whole different vibe. Here we go again. Totally different feel. A minor again. Different feel. This one is really successful. This is basically, I'm not going to really get involved in inversions in the chords today because I want to keep it really simple, and also we haven't got much time. So, but this is basically taking a C chord and then playing it again, but with the E in the bass, and then an F, and then a G. And you might recognize it if I go. Sheeran really likes that chord sequence. Also, Van Morrison loves that as well. And I would say that Marvin Gaye might have used it in a couple of songs as well. Oh, next slide. How about taking a chord or two away? Sometimes less is more. I think that's the Undertones Teenage Kicks verse right there. It leaves the other two chords for later in the song, which is good. This is, I've been writing a lot with a new artist called Jasmine Jethwa, who was a big fan of Fleetwood Mac. And they use this trick in Dreams, which is just basically just keep repeating the F and G in the verses, for example, and then you can open out into the choruses and some new chords. C and G, or C and F as well. Just stick to those two chords and it gives you somewhere else to go. And G and F. I think that's Gene Genie, isn't it? Or Pump It On Your Stereo by Supergrass. Okay. One of the things about using less chords in your verses in particular means you can save some of those amazing, like the chord that you really need for the chorus. If you imagine a Fleetwood Mac song going around here in the verse, and you're building up this tension, if you start the chorus on the A minor, it sounds like, oh my goodness, that's the biggest explosion of a chorus of all time. Or if you start the chorus on the C. The reason they feel really big is that in the key of C, it feels like the home chord. It feels like you've arrived somewhere as a listener. So that's a top tip. If you're feeling like your chorus isn't taking off, perhaps you need to take some chords out of your verse. Okay. Now we're going to get away from the four chords that we've talked about so far, the four big chords, C, A minor, F and G, and go into slightly more uncharted territory. I hope that's cool with everybody. So this is basically like a substitution, which means that instead of using one of the predictable chords that we're expecting, we swap it for a less predictable chord, hopefully, that's also easy to write over. So we've got C, D minor, A minor. Halo by Beyonce uses that chord sequence really successfully. This one is C. Wet, Wet, Wet. Love Is All Around. Show Me Heaven, Maria McKee, like it's got, is that also Back for Good by Take That? I think it might be. Okay, and this one, I love this one. C, E minor. Just has a different feel than the traditional 4-chord things that we know so well. Okay, so next one is C, E minor, F, G. Yet another slightly different emotional feel. C, C, E minor, F, G. I thought, as it is my masterclass, I could put in a few of the ones that I really like to tinkle around on the piano or on the guitar. I write both on guitar and piano. I'd say most of the Gabriel Aplin song was written on guitar. The Leona song I wrote on piano, and so was the Little Mix song that was written on piano as well. If you only play one instrument and you want to learn another, it is really good for your songwriting muscles, I think. You also discover some new chords, and all chords sound different on every instrument as well, in different inversions, in different places. You know, C sounds different there than it does there, than it does there. So it's all about, you know, the instrument you use as well as the chords. So here's a few of the ones that I really like. This is A minor, G, D. There was a really famous song a long time ago that called Wicked Game by a writer called Chris Isaak, which had those haunting chords, and they've always made me feel really inspired.